Everyone wants success until it gets hard. That's when 99% quit. But the top 1%, the billionaires, they keep going. Not because they're lucky, not because it's easy, but because they've trained themselves to endure what others run from: uncertainty, risk, embarrassment, and pain. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Oprah, Steve Jobs, they all got knocked down hard. They all faced rejection, failure, and moments when quitting would have made more sense. But they didn't. In this video, we're breaking down why most people stop. Billionaires do differently. If you're stuck, burnt out, or one step from walking away, don't. Watch this first, because the difference isn't talent, it's mindset. Let's get into it. At first, everyone's excited. Starting something new feels good. There's energy, attention, momentum. But then the novelty fades and reality hits. Success is repetitive. It's showing up when nobody's watching. It's writing one more line of code, making one more call, doing the same thing better for the 100th time. Most people bail here. It feels too slow, too monotonous. But billionaires, they lean in. They know mastery lives in repetition. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon on hype. He built it with relentless, boring execution. Systems, logistics, customer obsession, over and over. Boring isn't a red flag. It's a signal you're deep in the work. That's where greatness hides. If you want to make it, fall in love with the grind. Because while others quit out of boredom, billionaires build empires in silence. Pain is the threshold where most people tap out. The moment things get hard, emotionally, financially, physically, they pull back. But billionaires treat discomfort as currency. Elon Musk was 180 million up after PayPal. He could have stopped. Instead, he risked it all on Tesla and SpaceX, then nearly lost everything. He wasn't comfortable. He was on the edge of collapse, but he kept pushing. Why? Because discomfort wasn't failure, it was the price of entry. Growth hurts. Building anything great comes with risk, criticism, doubt, and exhaustion. Billionaires expect pain. They train for it. They don't seek comfort. They seek challenge. That's how they grow past limits that keep others stuck. If you're uncomfortable, good, stay there. That's where the shift happens. Validation feels great. Likes, praise, applause. But if that's what you're chasing, you'll quit the second people stop clapping. Billionaires play a different game. They trust their gut when nobody else does. Steve Jobs got fired from Apple. Elon Musk was laughed at for building rockets. Oprah was told she was unfit for TV. The crowd rejected them, and they kept going. Why? Because their vision was bigger than anyone's opinion. Most people need constant reassurance. Billionaires rely on internal clarity. If you want to go far, you can't live on feedback loops. You have to move without permission. Trust yourself in silence. Build in doubt. Show up without applause. The world doesn't always get it at first, and that's okay. If your vision scares them, you're probably on the right track. Failure ends most journeys. One rejection, one crash, one missed shot, and people shut it down. But billionaires, they don't see failure as the finish line. They see it as data. Every miss is a message. Every setback is a map. Jeff Bezos launched the Fire Phone. Total flop. But that failure helped shape Alexa. Elon Musk's first 3 rocket launches exploded. Each one taught SpaceX how to fix the next. Failure didn't break them, it taught them. Billionaires don't fear failure, they farm it. They break it down, study it, and use it to evolve. That's the difference. They don't fail less, they failed smarter. If you failed today, good, you're in the game. Now go fail forward. Most people wait until they feel ready, but that day rarely comes. Billionaires don't wait. They move while scared, while unsure, while underprepared, because they know momentum beats perfection. Richard Branson launched Virgin Airlines with almost no experience in aviation. Musk knew nothing about cars when he got into Tesla. They weren't qualified, they were committed. The fear never fully goes away. The trick is learning to act anyway.
Fear isn't a wall.
It's a signal you're on the edge of growth. The 99% pause, doubt, and retreat. The 1% move, and that movement creates confidence. You don't get clarity, then act. you act, then clarity shows up. Courage isn't a feeling, it's a choice. Make it daily. Everyone loves fast wins, but success, it's slow. Slower than you expect. Slower than you want. That's when 99% give up. When the excitement wears off and all that's left is patience and process. Billionaires understand that the biggest moves take years. Jeff Bezos spent over a decade building Amazon before it turned real profit. Musk worked on Tesla for over 15 years before it hit mainstream. They think in decades, not quarters. That's how they win. They're okay with looking like they're losing today to dominate tomorrow. Most people quit at year 2 because they don't see results. Billionaires, they're planting seeds for year 10. If you're in a slow season, don't quit. Pace isn't failure, it's foundation. Be patient. Your future self is waiting. Fitting in feels safe, but billionaires didn't get where they are by following the crowd. They leaned into being different, even when it was uncomfortable. Jobs wore black turtlenecks. Musk tweeted recklessly. Zuckerberg wore the same hoodie every day. These weren't quirks, they were signals. Signals that they weren't wasting energy trying to conform. Most people crave approval. Billionaires crave authenticity. They know standing out invites criticism, but it also builds identity. If you're constantly shrinking to make others comfortable, you'll never create something original. The world rewards bold ideas, not copies. So let them call you weird, intense, obsessed. That's how you'll know you're doing it right. Fitting in is easy. Standing out is risky, but that's where the breakthroughs live. The finish line is where most people quit. They get 90% of the way there, then stall. Why? Because the final 10% is the hardest. It's where perfection matters. It's where details get brutal. But billionaires, they obsess over that final 10%. Steve Jobs didn't just want the iPhone to work. He wanted it to feel like magic. That last polish is where good becomes iconic, where average becomes irreplaceable. Musk once slept at the Tesla factory to fix production issues personally. That's the difference. Most people settle when it's good enough. Billionaires don't. They push until it's undeniable. If you're almost there, don't slow down. That last stretch is where the world notices or forgets. Finish strong. Pressure breaks most people. The deadlines, the money stress, the fear of public failure. It's enough to make the average person fold. But billionaires, they turn pressure into power. They don't run from the fire. They operate inside it. Musk faced bankruptcy, lawsuits, public meltdowns, and media ridicule. But he didn't flinch. He used pressure to sharpen decisions and speed up execution. Because pressure doesn't just test you, it reveals you. It forces clarity. It burns away distractions. When everything's on the line, billionaires get more focused, not less. If you're under pressure right now, don't see it as a threat. See it as proof that you're leveling up. Steel is forged in heat, not comfort. Comfort is the trap. It whispers, you've done enough. But growth doesn't live in comfort. It lives in tension. Billionaires actively choose the hard road. They put themselves in uncomfortable environments, take on impossible goals, and stretch themselves beyond what's reasonable. Oprah overcame trauma and rejection and kept showing up. Bezos left a cushy Wall Street job to sell books online. Musk bet his fortune twice. They weren't chasing comfort. They were chasing evolution. The 99% want relief. The 1% want results. If you're choosing the easy path right now, ask yourself, is this moving me forward or just keeping me safe? Comfort is temporary. Growth is forever. Choose wisely. The truth is, the 1% don't win because they're special. They win because they don't stop. When it gets slow, painful, uncertain, that's when the 99% walk away. But the ones who keep going, they build legacies. You don't need to be born with money, talent, or connections. You just need grit, patience, relentless discipline. So if you're tired, burned out, or thinking about giving up, don't. Double down. Push through. That next step might be the one that separates you from everyone who quit. If this hit you where it counts, drop a comment, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Limitless Empire for more no BS content that fuels your mission. No fluff, no filters, just real stories and raw mindset. This is your time. Don't quit now. Limitless Empire, where grit becomes greatness.